Can you really disappear to Paradise Island for just $1,000 a month? One traveler spends $1,000 on a 5-day Caribbean vacation. Another spends that exact same $1,000 living on a tropical island for an entire month. Same money. Completely different life. Most people assume island living is reserved for millionaires or retirees with massive investment portfolios. But what if the biggest thing standing between you and paradise is simply looking in the wrong country? Today we're investigating 5 islands where $1,000 a month might actually buy the kind of life most people spend decades dreaming about. But there's one question we have to answer. Can you really disappear to paradise for just $1,000 a month, or are these places too good to be true? Let's find out. And if you're new here, subscribe. We spend our time finding the places the travel guides forgot, the governments don't advertise, and most people never discover. Island number 5. Siquijor, Philippines. The moment you arrive, everything goes quiet. Turquoise water barely ripples against the shore. Small wooden fishing boats float offshore. Somewhere in the distance, you hear waves meeting corral instead of traffic. While famous islands have filled with luxury resorts, Siquijor still feels wonderfully unhurried, and that's exactly why people fall for it. Why people fall in love. Siquijor isn't famous for big hotels or nightlife. It's famous for still feeling authentic. You can drive around the entire island in about 2 hours, discovering hidden beaches, jungle waterfalls, tiny fishing villages, and centuries-old churches. Divers come for the colorful reefs and crystal-clear visibility. Inland, places like Cambugahay Falls send turquoise pools cascading through the jungle for barely $1 to enter. The places with the fewest luxury developments often end up preserving the very lifestyle people were searching for. A day in the life in Siquijor. You wake just after sunrise to roosters and rolling waves instead of car horns. 5 minutes later, you're at a beachfront coffee shop. Garlic fried rice, eggs, tropical fruit, local coffee. About $4. You rent a scooter for the day for around $6 and cruise coastal roads lined with coconut palms, children waving as you pass. By late morning, you're swimming beneath Cambugahay Falls. Admission, about $1. Lunch is tuna caught that morning with rice and mango juice, $5 to $6. A roadside bag of mangoes, bananas, and pineapples costs under $3. As the sun sets, fishermen pull their boats onto the sand and nobody's checking the time. For the first time in years, neither are you. Lifestyle meter. Budget $1,000. Rent approximately $300. Groceries approximately $180. Utilities and internet approximately $90. Healthcare approximately $80. Transport approximately $50. Restaurants and activities approximately $180. Remaining around $120. If your dream is escaping the noise and living somewhere still untouched, Siquijor comes surprisingly close. The catch. Specialized healthcare means traveling to a larger island, internet can be inconsistent, and if you need malls or non-stop entertainment, you'll eventually feel isolated. For some, that's a deal breaker. For others, it's exactly why Siquijor still feels like paradise. Siquijor proved island life on $1,000 is possible. But what if you want the beaches without giving up modern conveniences? Our next island keeps the tropical coastline and adds a thriving international community with one of the best connected cities in the region a short drive away. Island number 4, Progreso, Mexico. The first thing you notice isn't towering waves. It's how calm everything feels. The Gulf stretches out like glass. Fishing boats drift toward the marina, palms line the Malecon, and locals walk the waterfront before the heat sets in. Unlike beach towns built around tourists, Progreso still feels like a place where people actually live. Why people fall in love. Progreso offers something almost no other affordable beach town can. You live on the coast, while one of Mexico's most celebrated cities sits about 30 minutes away. Mérida. Consistently ranked among Mexico's safest cities, it offers modern private hospitals, an international airport with direct flights to several US cities, shopping centers, museums, universities, and an incredible food scene. You don't have to choose between quiet beach living and modern convenience. You get both. Progresso itself is known for one of the world's longest piers, fresh seafood, and warm Gulf waters swimmable much of the year. A day in the life in Progresso. You wake at sunrise and walk a few blocks to the Malecon. The breeze cool off the Gulf, fishermen unloading the morning catch. Breakfast is fruit, warm tortillas, eggs, fresh juice, 2 coffees, about $14. In the town square, neighbors stop to talk while vendors set up. A week's produce runs $20 to $25. Around lunchtime, you drive into Merida, where a specialist appointment many American expats use often costs $40 to $70 without insurance. Lunch is slow-roasted cochinita pibil with tortillas, rice, and beans, $18 to $22 for 2. That evening, the waterfront comes alive with families and street musicians as the sun sinks into the Gulf. Not flashy, comfortable, lifestyle meter, budget $1,000. Rent approximately $430, groceries approximately $180, utilities and internet approximately $90, healthcare approximately $80, transport approximately $50, restaurants approximately $110, remaining around $60. Tighter than Sikihor, but with far better healthcare, stronger infrastructure, reliable internet, and easy access to one of Mexico's best cities. The catch. The Gulf doesn't have the dramatic turquoise of the Caribbean. And if you want vibrant nightlife, Progresso feels quiet. Hurricane season also means planning ahead with insurance and storm prep. So far, we've found affordability and modern conveniences, but our next island offers what neither could: crystal clear Caribbean water, English spoken almost everywhere, and one of the most spectacular coral reef systems on Earth waiting just offshore. Island number 3, Bocas del Toro, Panama. From above, Bocas del Toro looks like dozens of tiny islands scattered across the Caribbean. Colorful wooden homes stand on stilts above the water. Water taxis glide through the bay instead of city buses. This isn't five-star polish. It's a working island community where locals, expats, backpackers, and fishermen share the same waterfront. Relaxed, without feeling isolated. Why people fall in love. Bocas is tropical but surprisingly connected. Water taxis run all day, linking the islands in minutes, while small domestic flights reach Panama City in about an hour. The archipelago includes more than 9 main islands and hundreds of islets, endless beaches, reefs, and quiet coves. And for retirees, Panama's famous Pensionado program gives discounts on healthcare, restaurants, entertainment, and transportation, stretching a budget even further. Many people who planned to stay a few months quietly ended up buying property years later. A day in the life in Bocas del Toro. You start with coffee on a covered porch over the Caribbean, water taxis passing, waves tapping the docks. Breakfast is fruit, fresh bread, eggs, and Panamanian coffee, $6 to $8. Then you hop a water taxi. For $1 to $3, you're exploring another island minutes away, snorkeling over coral one day, a nearly empty beach the next. Lunch is Caribbean. Style fish with coconut rice and plantains, $8 to $10. In the afternoon, you browse fruit markets or wander the colorful streets of Bocas town. Dinner waterfront runs $12 to $15, often with a front row seat to the sunset. Life slows down here without ever becoming boring. Lifestyle meter, budget $1,000, rent approximately $450, groceries approximately $180, utilities and internet approximately $90, healthcare approximately $80, transport approximately $40, restaurants and activities approximately $120, remaining around $40. Tighter again, but you get a true Caribbean lifestyle, strong residency incentives for retirees, and easy access to the mainland. The honest catch. Internet speeds vary by location, imported groceries cost more than on the mainland, and specialized healthcare usually means traveling back to Panama City. An easy adjustment for some, frustrating for anyone who relies on city-level services daily. Every island so far has asked you to compromise somewhere: healthcare, infrastructure, or convenience. But what if you didn't have to give up as much? Our next destination has become one of Southeast Asia's fastest-growing island communities, offering beautiful beaches, excellent infrastructure, and reliable healthcare, one of the strongest values we've seen anywhere. Island number 2, Phu Quoc, Vietnam. Long stretches of white sand curve around emerald hills. Fishing boats drift offshore beneath rows of coconut palms. Unlike islands that developed slowly, Phu Quoc has become one of Southeast Asia's fastest-growing destinations. Modern resorts stand beside traditional fishing villages. Luxury marinas share the coast with local markets. Somehow it's grown without losing its relaxed character. Two worlds side by side. Why people fall. Phu Quoc gives you what we've been searching for: island beauty without sacrificing infrastructure. There's an international airport with direct flights across Asia, paved roads along most of the coastline, fiber optic internet, modern supermarkets, and a growing number of international clinics. Beach lovers get more than 90 miles of coastline. Nature lovers get Phu Quoc National Park, protecting over half the island in dense rainforest. The island is also famous for its night markets, fresh seafood, and spectacular sunsets. Few islands at this price offer a better balance. A day in the life in Phu Quoc. You wake a short walk from the beach, the air warm and quiet, and find a cafe where locals are already drinking Vietnamese coffee. Breakfast is a steaming bowl of pho with fresh herbs, iced coffee, and fruit. $4 to $6. You rent a scooter for about $6 a day and spend the morning as one beach leads to another and quiet villages give way to hidden coves. Lunch is grilled seafood, rice, and coconut water. $6 to $8. In the afternoon, you wander the famous Phu Quoc night market before the crowds. Seafood, tropical fruit, handmade crafts. Dinner over the water runs $10 to $12. Even eating out twice, your daily costs stay modest. Lifestyle meter, budget $1,000. Rent approximately $420. Groceries approximately $180. Utilities and internet approximately $80. Healthcare approximately $90, transport approximately $50, restaurants approximately $130, remaining around $50. Phu Quoc offers one of the strongest overall combinations of affordability, infrastructure, healthcare, and everyday convenience we've seen. The honest catch. The island's popularity is growing fast, pushing prices up near the best beaches. Vietnam also doesn't currently offer the long-term retirement visas available in Panama or the Philippines, so research the visa requirements carefully before planning an extended stay. By now, our investigation has uncovered something surprising. Living on a tropical island for around $1,000 a month isn't the impossible part. The real challenge is finding the place that gives you the best life after the bills are paid. Our final destination brings together almost everything we've been searching for: beautiful Caribbean water, easy access from North America, an established expat community, and a cost of living that still fits close to our budget. Has our search finally found paradise? Island number 1, Ambergris Caye, Belize. The first thing you notice is the color. The Caribbean here shifts from crystal clear turquoise near shore to deep sapphire over the reef only a few hundred yards out. Golf carts roll along sandy streets instead of cars. Pelicans dive as cafes serve breakfast along the waterfront. It feels unmistakably Caribbean, but surprisingly approachable. And after investigating islands across 3 continents, this is the first place where nearly every piece of the puzzle comes together. Why people fall in love. Ambergris. Caye has quietly become one of the most popular island destinations for Americans and Canadians who want to simplify life without giving up familiarity. English is the official language of Belize. The legal system is based on English common law, foreign property ownership is straightforward, and the US dollar is widely accepted alongside the Belize dollar, pegged at 2 to 1 for decades. Just offshore lies the Belize Barrier Reef, the second largest coral reef system on Earth, stretching roughly 190 miles, with world-class snorkeling, diving, and fishing. San Pedro offers grocery stores, pharmacies, clinics, banks, and a well-established expat community. This is where the search shifts from simply finding somewhere affordable to somewhere you could genuinely call home. A day in the life in Ambergris Cay. You wake with the Caribbean a short walk from your door and start with coffee over the water. Breakfast is eggs, tropical fruit, homemade fried jacks, and Belizean coffee, $8 to $10. You rent a golf cart or walk through San Pedro as bakeries open and fishermen unload snapper, grouper, and lobster in season. By late morning, you're snorkeling above coral reefs full of sea turtles, rays, and tropical fish. An experienced travelers spend thousands to visit for a few days. Lunch is grilled snapper with rice, beans, and vegetables, $10 to $12. In the afternoon, you browse artisan shops or take a boat to a nearby sandbar ringed by impossibly clear water. Dinner waterfront runs $15 to $18. As the sun sinks over the Caribbean, the island goes quiet again. Tomorrow you could do it all over, or do absolutely nothing. That's part of the appeal. Lifestyle meter, budget $1,000. Rent approximately $550. Groceries approximately $180. Utilities and internet approximately $90. Healthcare approximately $80. Transport approximately $40. Restaurants and activities approximately $60. Remaining around $0 to $20. The tightest budget we've seen, but the destination that asks for the fewest compromises. Caribbean beaches, English-speaking daily life, easy property ownership, excellent diving, and one of the region's most established expat communities. The honest catch. Because the island keeps getting more popular, rents continue to rise, imported groceries can be expensive, and while healthcare handles routine care, complex procedures may require traveling to Belize City or back to the United States. It's not the cheapest island we visited, but weighing affordability, accessibility, infrastructure, language, and quality of life, it delivers the strongest overall balance. The hidden lesson. Here's what this investigation really uncovered. The best island wasn't the one with the cheapest rent, it wasn't the lowest grocery bill, it wasn't even the most beautiful beaches. The real winner was the place where your entire life worked better after the bills were paid. That's the mistake a lot of people make. They chase the lowest cost of living when what they should chase is the highest quality of life their budget can comfortably support, because paradise isn't measured by what you spend, it's measured by how much freedom your money gives back. If you enjoyed traveling with us today, subscribe to No Visa Man. Every week, we uncover places that can completely change the way you think about retirement, relocation, travel, and financial freedom. And if you're wondering where we're traveling next, the next adventure is already waiting on your screen. We'll see you there.